Constantino,
¿Qué huele?
pound for pound.
Little Giant Boxing.
Tim, do you think we'll finally see Crawford Spence?
I don't know, bro. I'm hoping. I'm hoping like everybody. We just got to remain patient, man. There's a lot to go into that. There's a lot to go into a big fight like that, bro. Both these guys, they have egos. Both these guys, they got to make sure that everything, that the T's are crossed, the dots are I, the I's are dotted. You got to make sure that everything is right and you're comfortable with everything, And I'm talking about from the ring walk, who's walking first, who's walking second, hotel tickets, this. I'm talking about everything, the whole aspect of it. Where the fight's gonna be held. What's your guarantee? What's your pay-per-view numbers? What's my percentage on that? Like, it has to be perfect, and it takes time. I think both these guys are trying to work it out. I think they know how much the fans want to see this fight. It's just in due time when they get it right, and they gonna sign, seal, and deliver. They gonna deliver. They gonna have to.
I talked to Joel Diaz today. Actually, he kind of brought up your sparring with Terence. What was the hardest part to adjust to with your sparring with Terence?
Terence was at that time, and this was a long time ago. He's a lot better fighter now than he was when I was sparring him. But at that time, it was just his timing. It was the fact that he was able to adapt. And the most thing that surprised me about him is that I was a world champion, and most guys, you get in the firefight with most guys in the gym, they back down. They understand that you're a champion, and so they'll kind of back off a bit and let you beat on them. He didn't. He was like, So when my game would rise, his game would rise, and I'm like, okay, let me step it up a little bit more, and then he'll rise, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go all out now, and then he'll meet me. He just kept meeting me, man. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, this kid is different, And then the skills on top of that, I found out he was a right-hander instead of a southpaw, and he fought so comfortably out of the southpaw stance. So those were surprising things for me, and just that grit, determination, and his ability to make adjustments on the fly. I could see how smart. Like, I was sparring one day, and he's one way. And then I was sparring the next day, and he's a completely different fighter. And I'm like, wait, hold up. He didn't even freaking make that same mistake he made yesterday. I worked on trying to make this dude pay. Now I got to go back to the drawing board. Hey, this kid is clever. And he did it all by himself. Well, he didn't have a trainer there. It was all by himself. So that's what made him special.
Do you think we get more than one fight between them two?
Yeah. You have to. Yeah, you have to. You have to.
So I hear a lot of people feel that Crawford might get a stoppage in the fight.
I don't care what people feel or whatever. I mean, we don't know. That's why we want to see the fight. At the end of the day, I mean, Crawford, I'm not even going to say it. Everybody know where I'm at, but we don't know what's going to happen. And that's the reason why we got to see the fight. I think it will be a rematch clause. I think these guys are not stupid. They're not stupid. The rematch clause is so you get another shot, another crack at it, and also, you get some more money. It's a smart business, man, to do that. So I could see two fights going back to back, and you never know. Possibly a third one. You never know.
Wilder against the winner of Usyk Joshua. What do you think about that?
Hey guys, this is the last question.
Yeah, Wilder against Usyk and Joshua.
Yeah, the winner of Usyk and Joshua.
I heard he was fighting
Hellenius, but the manager said that they want the winner of Usyk Joshua.
It's a great fight. It's great. Who do you think's gonna win the fight? I think Usyk's gonna win, to be honest with you.
Against Joshua.
Yeah, I think Usyk's gonna win again because he's a better boxer. He's a better boxer. I think Joshua will come out a little bit more aggressive, and everybody wants to know what I believe that a guy like Garcia is going to give him. He's going to give him the do's and don'ts. That's what he's going to give him. Joshua is a mid-range to inside type of fighter. He does most of his work at mid-range. Garcia is really good at that range, honestly. He has a lot of guys that like that pressure type style. He's familiar with that, and he can tell them, how to get to where he needs to get to, how to close the distance, and what not to do in the process. So, and he's a guy that can boost his morale. He's a renowned trainer. He speaks with passion. He can motivate his fighter in Joshua, And so I think that'll be very helpful for him because he needs someone, a corner that, believes that he can win other than the team he had before where he was accustomed to and comfortable and, knew what they were going to say before they even going to say it. So it's a good change. We'll see if it works. But I would say my money's on Usyk. If Joshua's going to win the fight, I think it's going to be by knockout. He got to try to knock him out.
Usyk gets a stoppage?
If he does, it'll be late. It'll be late because what's going to happen is he's going to play defense for a little while because he's going to have to deal with that aggressiveness from Joshua. He'll play defense. He'll pick and poke, play defense, play pick and poke, attack the body here and there, and he'll look to attack the second half where Joshua was worn down a bit.
If
Big frame.
Kambosos doesn't fight Haney, how would a Lomachenko and Haney fight?
What was that?
If
Loma and Haney.
Loma and Haney. If Kambosos doesn't fight Haney,
It's a great fight. Loma's been out for some time now, but I could just tell you this. Those type of fighters, Loma and all, bro, they stay in shape year-round, bro. You can't depend on Loma to be weak for, anyone to be strong, or Haney either. So, but if it's the right time, I think it's the right time right now coming off this long